Welcome to this Yoga Nidra. My name is Isobel. I'd like to begin by making sure that you are completely comfortable. When we're bleeding, it's very important to be warm, especially in the feet and around the womb area. So making sure that maybe you want to cover up your feet or get a pair of socks. And usually we practice in a shavasana position, lying flat on the back with palms up. But I'd like to start today in whatever position you feel is needed for you right now. I sometimes find it really helpful to kneel up, arms stretched out front, and you can really kind of push back onto your haunches, and you could even kind of circulate your pelvis a little bit. I find that quite helpful to bring some movement in even when there's pain. Or you might like to lie on your back with your knees kind of relaxed to the side and in a frog position, so that you can really get a little gentle stretch happening in that pelvis area. I find that when I have pain, I tend to curl up and contract in, and so it's really nice to just counter that gently with a little bit of opening and stretching out. Or you might like to be lying on your back, maybe hands on the belly gently, or hands facing up towards the sky. And maybe in this position, whatever position you're in, if it's possible for you to find a sort of rock backward and forward or side to side, just gently bringing in a small rhythmical rock. It could be almost imperceptible. Know that bringing in rhythm to the body, rhythmical movements, is really helpful in encouraging the flow of oxytocin. And oxytocin is really powerful in pain management. So when we have oxytocin flowing boundlessly, we're much less likely to feel that contraction, that tension, that pain. And as you're rocking, just bringing your awareness to your breath as well as an internal rhythm. And you might also like to encourage a rhythmical stroke with your hands on, maybe on your belly, your lower abdomen, your lower back, or even just a stroke to your side of your neck or your face. So just gently rocking, breathing, stroking, whatever feels comfortable for you. Or you might just be lying in stillness. That's completely fine. I'm just going to do this a few more moments. And then bringing yourself into stillness. And again, making sure that you're completely comfortable. You might want to take a moment to put a pillow beneath your knees, something soft to cover your eyes to block out any light, because that darkness as well is really important for that flow of oxytocin, for the flow and ease of blood. It's darkness that we want. And just settling finally. In Yoga Nidra, we practice in complete stillness for the duration to allow the body to really sink down into states of sleep whilst the mind remains alert and aware. However, for this practice, I encourage you to really follow your body and do what is needed for you. If you need to wiggle, if you need to change position at any moment, please do. This is designed to be a moment for you to be with your body and be with yourself, and really feeling yourself land into the support beneath your body, and just letting your attention kind of settle onto your face like a gentle mist falling down onto the skin of your face. And then just into the awareness of sound now, as we drop into feeling and sensing. We can start by allowing sound to be all around without putting any meaning onto it or associations or needing to do anything with the sound. Just sound as vibration. Sounds on this recording. Sounds in your space. Sounds outside of your space and far afield, to those also very, very close to you, and even those within your body. And just noticing how effortless it is to hear. You don't need to do anything for your ears to take in sound. And imagining that you could listen globally, not just from the ears, but from every pore, down to your feet, listening. Are there sounds down there? At the front of the body? Are there sounds here or silence? In the back of the body? Without efforting, just aware of sound close, far, all around. And how every sound rises and falls back again in and out of silence. Just like how the breath arises and falls, seemingly from nothing. Always returning to emptiness. And noticing similarly how your breath is effortless, that you don't need to do anything, and your breath will come in and out thousands of times a day. Just allowing yourself to bask in the trust that you can have of these senses. And moving now to the sense of touch, where clothes touch your body or blankets, places of warmth, places of coolness. And then the whole body resting in a cocoon of touch. And just seeing if you could soften anywhere into that touch, into that holding. Are there any parts of the body that you could just allow to release? Just 5% more. Just scanning down from the top of your head, through your face and jaw and neck. And on each out breath, just letting yourself soften. Chest, shoulders. Breathing in and out. Belly, lower back. Not needing to force anything. Sometimes we hold tension for good reason, as protection. And it can feel really uncomfortable or scary to let go. So know that this is an effortless practice, and that you don't have to work with my instructions. If your body wants to respond to them, it will. Top of the legs, knees and lower legs, feeling the weight of those limbs, the weight of your arms, and then we'll come to notice any tastes in the mouth, just bringing your attention to the inside of your mouth. And then the very inside of your eyes. And letting your eyeballs just let go of seeing for now. Letting them rest back into your sockets. And as you rest your eyes down, just allowing your mind to unhook from thinking and planning and analyzing. As if it could gently unfurl like a closed up fist. Just letting the two halves of the brain kind of crack open and lie down. There's nothing left to do. There's nowhere to be. In Yoga Nidra, we practice sankalpa, which means a heartfelt wish or intention. It is said to be one that is within you, living over eons of time. So it can take some time to really get down deep into your particular sankalpa, and it can also change over time and mature as you get closer to it and as you become. So the way that we find our sankalpa and speak it into existence as if it is already happening is to bring our attention into our heart space, as if you could condense your whole awareness into that cavity in your chest, that space of your heart. And you might notice that you can feel some movement here, movement of blood. You might hear the thump of your heart, and noticing your breath moving in your ribs, in your lungs. And as you rest here, just noticing if anything arises, any wish for this practice. And it doesn't need to be grand. Sometimes the simplest thing proves to be the most true. And sometimes it doesn't come in words. It might come in a feeling. And it's important to find your sankalpa, or to state it in positive first person present tense, as if it is already happening. So, for example, you might choose something like, I surrender with grace to every changing circumstance in my life. Or, I see every challenge as an opportunity to rest more deeply into the safety of my being. What is it that feels true for you right now, deep within your heart? What is it that you'd like to infuse into this moment? A deep knowing, a deep yearning perhaps in your heart for how you'd like to feel. Something that you'd like to trust is true. And if nothing is coming, that's completely fine. This is a practice, and you can use one of mine. So repeating it 3 times internally with words, or just making the feeling present. I surrender with grace to every changing circumstance in my life. Or, I see every challenge as an opportunity to rest more deeply into the safety of my being. 3 times internally. And now we will rotate our awareness through each part of the body, remaining in stillness if you choose, and allowing my voice to guide you from part to part, and just giving yourself to that part just for a moment with a tender awareness to that place, with all its sensation, with all its aliveness, beginning with the tip of the tongue, and then down to the root of the tongue, to the right cheek, left cheek, the upper teeth and gums, to the lower teeth and gums, to the top lip and bottom lip, and the whole inside of the mouth, with all the aliveness and sensations, and then the tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, the touch of air moving through both nostrils, right cheekbone, left cheekbone, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, and the whole forehead, from hairline to brows, right temple, left temple, to the whole of the jaw, the lower jaw, and then to behind the right ear, that little patch of skin there, and the same on the left side, behind the left ear, to both earlobes, all of the curls and folds of the outer ears, to the inner ears, and then deep within both ears to a place central within the skull. The right hemisphere of the brain, left hemisphere of the brain, and then the back of the head, to the back of the neck, tip of the chin, to the front of the throat, base of the throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right shoulder, left shoulder, point at the center of the chest, front of the ribs, back of the ribs, all the musculature on the right side of the spine, and all of the musculature on the left side of the spine up to the shoulders. Right armpit, top of the right arm, right elbow, forearm, top of the wrist, underside of the wrist, center of the palm, and the place where the thumb and the first finger join. The place where the first finger and the second finger join. Where the second and the third finger join. And the place where the pinky and the ring finger join. To the tip of the thumb, tip of the first finger, second finger, third, fourth, back of the hand, whole forearm, elbow, upper arm, deep within the armpit, right breast, right nipple, left breast, left nipple, and deep within the left armpit, top of the left arm, elbow, forearm, back of the wrist, underside of the wrist, center of the palm, the place where the thumb and the first finger meet, first and second finger meet, second and third, third and fourth, tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, left armpit, both breasts, sensations, aliveness, warmth, and then both hands together, and noticing the space that encases the hands, and whether you can feel where the hands end and the space begins, or if the two blend into one in your awareness. And then allowing your attention to migrate slowly to the bottom of the rib cage, where the ribs end, and the belly, the torso there begins. The diaphragm gently moved by breath. To the right side of the stomach, front and back, with muscle and organ, to the layers of skin. To the left side, those different muscles and organs resting there. Belly button center. To the inch just below the belly button. Rising and falling. Expanding and contracting. To the womb, full, flowing, and feeling if you can feel the weight of your womb here. Feeling it heavy, and then feeling its lightness. And then once again, feeling its heaviness. And feeling its lightness. To the cervix, the opening of the womb. Just imagining and feeling into the vagina, and then into the external opening, the vulva. To the very upper right thigh, close to the vulva, and upper left thigh, little hollow close to the vulva. And then feeling the right glute, the butt cheek, that big strong muscle. And then attention to the left glute. And then both buttocks together. To the points of the bones of the hips. The part of bone that you can feel with your hands when you touch your pelvis. And then just aware of all of the bones and muscles and ligaments of the entire pelvic girdle. To the right upper thigh, lower thigh, knee, calf, shin, right ankle, right heel, ball of the right foot, and toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the foot as a whole. Moving up through the right leg to the pelvis and flowing your attention to the upper left thigh, lower thigh, knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel of the left foot, ball of the left foot, toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whole left foot, whole left leg, both legs together and feet, legs and torso together, with arms, neck and head, whole body now, a unified field of sensation, equal awareness throughout the entire body. Whole body unified in awareness, effortless awareness, holding the whole world of sensation, a whole world of awareness. And the breath, the effortless flow of breath, animating and nourishing, feeling how the breath moves throughout the entire body, floating like a cloud, and that each in-breath expands and floats the whole body this way and that, and each out-breath sinks into states of pure awareness. And as if you could draw an invisible line through the center of your body and allow your left side to melt away as you bring your awareness to the whole of the right side, right leg, arm, torso, face, full of awareness and sensation. And then allowing your attention to move across, allowing the left side as if it could light up with 1,000,000 tiny candles, and the right side melts away. Left side alive, warm, aware, right side once more. Left side falling away. And back to the left side. And both sides of the body. Breath. Resting back into a place beyond words. Resting back into a place where the mind loves to dissolve. And in this place, you might allow the following rotation of images to wash through as if the whole of you was simply a canvas, a projection. A crystal clear lake. The flicker of a candle in the dark. A lone bird soaring across an open blue sky. Damp earth rich with fallen leaves. A gentle trickle of water over pebbles. And in this place, allowing the whole of yourself to be. And any thoughts that come in, just letting them pass like tiny white clouds in a wide open sky. Resting back into the sky-like nature of your being. And here you might welcome back the essence of your sankalpa, either with words or just with the feeling present. I surrender with grace to every changing circumstance in my life. I see every challenge as an opportunity to rest more deeply into the safety of my being. Breathing it in and breathing it out as it rests all around you. Your breath like gentle waves upon a shore. Constant, effortless. Peaceful. with that. Aware of your body lying in this room. In this sanctuary. Aware of the boundaries of your body, where it touches the ground, blankets, the touch of air on your face, and you might now lengthen your breath slightly, even parting your lips and letting a sigh out. Just letting that small shift, that change, become more movement, as maybe you roll your head from side to side, maybe touch your fingertips together. And imagine that you are waking up from a long hibernation. There's no rush. Feeling your feet, you might imagine your big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth toes, and give them a little wiggle. And when you feel movement coming back and you feel ready, you might bring your hands over your belly if you feel comfortable. And just taking a breath there with your belly. And out. And noticing the sounds as far away as you can, and if there's any light behind your eyelids or darkness, maybe you want to squeeze your face, scrunch it up, maybe take a yawn, just gently unfurling. And as you start moving in here, maybe you want to curl to your side and lie here for a little bit longer. Again, there's no rush. You might like to just have a gentle stretch after this, remembering about that rhythmical rocking motion and how that can really help you. And remembering that nothing is forever and that change is constant, and that you are so courageous in being with your body, and that there's no wrong way to be with yourself. We don't need to effort and to work and to do better and to improve ourselves. That you are whole, and as you go about the rest of your day, I encourage you to, and I give you permission, if you need it, to go slowly, to go easy on yourself, and to rest back just for today, just from moment to moment, being with that out breath that's always there to help us connect back to our natural rhythm. So you could do another child's pose stretch, or maybe letting your knees just flop out to the side in a kind of butterfly position. Again, just giving some space around that pelvic area, and maybe taking some circular hip motions whatever feels good. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. This was a practice which I always imagined being in the middle of the day, but I know that a lot of people practice Yoga Nidra at night before bed, and that's of course totally fine, but I just wanted to take a moment to suggest, if you are someone who's a night practicer, maybe you like to bring it a bit earlier forward in your day and see what that could do for you, especially on days when we feel pain. It can be something so powerful in allowing yourself this deep, dark rest in the middle of the day. Just try. And it can also be easier then to stay awake and aware, which for Yoga Nidra traditionally that is the aim, even though falling asleep is totally fine, and if that's happening to you, just know that it's what your body needs. Over time and practice with this form of meditation, we can find ourselves less and less sleep deprived, hopefully, so more able to fall into that sweet spot between the deep sleep and the awareness and drop into that state of Yoga Nidra, the bliss state, and under. Once again, my name is Isobel. I endeavour to release a Yoga Nidra for menstrual cycles practice once a week. You can find my other recordings at www.abetterworld.com/yoga-nidra. And you can of course find all my other offerings there at abetterworldtobleedin.com. I teach the fertility awareness method as a tool for radical self-responsibility with your reproductive goals, whether that is avoiding pregnancy naturally and side effect free, coming off the pill, conceiving consciously, resolving a cycle condition, and understanding a medical diagnosis through the lens of fertility awareness as a modality in itself. I really hope to work with you if that is something you feel called towards, and otherwise I'll see you next time. Go well.